Okay, hello and welcome everybody, this is Kazan187 and finally the day has come to play Total War Warhammer. Okay, we're going to get this show on the road. I'm going to explain what mods I've got, what you're going to be expecting for series and stuff like that. Obviously this one is going to be the Vampire Counts and I'm going to be playing as the legendary Lord Heinrich Kemmler. So we'll click on this first, we'll click on the campaign. So as you can see, I've got two mods activated. The first one, as you can see here, is the Legendary Lord Starts. So basically where they start on the campaign map. There's not this many factions in the game. This is obviously Empire. That is for Balthasar Gelt. I forget who these... that's the standard one for the Dwarves. I forget who the actual second Legendary Lord is for the Dwarves. Again, he's in Kadrin, which is a little bit further to the north. So he'll be next to where the Vampire Counts are to the east. Obviously green skin, standard locations, and then we've got Azlag, and then Ungrim is the other guy here over here, probably butchering these ones. Manfred is here, obviously standard location, and then we've got Schwarzhafen is where we're going to be starting from, which is going to be for Heinrich Kemmler, and the Warriors of Chaos stay as the same because obviously they're a Horde faction, just like they are in Tiller. So the Huns being the Horde faction, so these guys are always on the move, so they don't actually have a stand. They start in the same location. There's no point of putting them in anywhere else. Also, I have the occupational mod on, which basically disables obviously where you can locate. So for example, Empires, it says here you can only capture Vampire Counts or other human factions minus Nausicaa, and it's the same for Vampire Counts, they just do it in return. That's not going to be beneficial at all. We can literally attack any single faction and we will occupy it. So obviously this changed up the campaign from my perspective where I'm attacking, but also for the enemies as well. So the Empire can take on the Dwarfs now if they wish to, the Greenskins can take on the Vampire Counts, so on and so forth. So everyone can attack each other. So even Border Princes, for example, people can expand, which will change the campaign map as well. So bear in that mind, it's going to change the gameplay, it's going to make it a little bit better personally, instead of it being generic. Also considering that the other, especially the bigger YouTubers, have already got like part 5 or 6 of their campaigns. Unfortunately they've got the standard like generic campaigns going on, so luckily for myself I can benefit with these mods, so I'm going to 100% do that. First off, we're going to be doing the vampire campaigns, which is obviously going to be this part today. So if obviously you are new to the channel, then obviously you want to carry on watching the rest of this series, then please hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like, it'll help me in the search engine for new subscribers and stuff like that. And obviously tell me down below what type of units you want me to try and go for first of all. Obviously names for units, names for obviously lords, not legendary lords because you can't change them. I think you can change settlements, you may be able to do that. To be honest, I'd rather keep them, but units I don't mind changing. And secondly, the main one that I will definitely leave in the comment section below, if I've got time, and I should be able to do it now because I don't work as much as I used to, I want to do a secondary campaign as the Dwarves, and I want to do it at Kadrin, which is obviously further to the north. So this will change the gameplay for them quite a bit. Obviously it'd be the, let's just select this so we know who the Lord is. It'll be playing as Ungrim Iron Fist, but we're going to be on the north of the map compared to obviously further south taking on the Greenskins, so it may change who we're going to attack. And obviously with the occupational region thing disabled, obviously we can take out Vampire Counts and so forth. We can go further north if we wish to, so it changes that up, so that could be a secondary campaign. But let's get the show on the road. Let's go through all this stuff, what units we can start off with. It does change a little bit. Oh no, they look exactly the same. They just changed that around for some reason. I'll go through all this stuff and then we'll go into the campaign map, do a few turns, maybe get a battle win, and then we'll end the video there. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get the show on the road. So obviously we're going to start at Schwarzhafen, and we've got the vampires that have ever been a plague upon the living, and none more so than the von Carsteins, a dominant bloodline of undead nobles from the deathly realm of Sylvania. They inevitably strike out from this region at the head of the mighty undead host, power-hungry necromancers, zombie hordes, rank of skeletons, tomb-skulking crypt ghouls, and bestial vargulfs are just some of the nightmares a vampire lord can summon to his indomitable will. Vlad was the primogenitor of the von Carstein line, but Manfred was equally feared. Finally being brought to bay at Helfen and slain, But what is no longer living is never easy to kill. Manfred has risen again. The dead has never rested easily in Sylvania, and now they lurch from their graves. Summoned to unlife by the midnight Ashtokat, I can't say that word, as Manfred prepares to challenge mankind once more. He is the eternal emperor, the usurper. Karl Franz will learn this at a great cost, and all the living will pay tribute to von Karnstein's unholy majesty. So obviously faction mechanics, we won't have to listen to this first one, but we'll read it through anyways. Can only capture territory belonging to other Vampire Count factions or any human factions except for Norsca. So if you're playing a standard campaign, that will be beneficial. Well, you take that on board, but obviously we don't have to worry about that. Raise dead. New units can be raised from the dead in any province. Famous battle sites provide bonuses to the quantity and quality of options available. And corruption. Vampiric corruption can be spread in enemy territory, leading to public order problems and even vampiric rebellions. Check the victory. Military victory. Maybe if we click on this, it will come up with it. Oh, it's not coming up with that. That's a bit weird. Maybe because I've got the mod on. Let me just check for these. Okay. I'll see what they are. Because for some reason it's not coming up, so I think that might be due to the mods being on, so bear that in mind. So we're going to start with 3 top units. We've got the Vargolf, so armor piercing, very fast, regeneration and poor leadership. These are big fucking dudes. They'll literally rip down like siege walls and stuff like that, or town walls and shit like that, and not walls, the gates. They can tear that down. Let's get it correct, because Terrorgris, we've got Fly Monster, we've got Armoured, Armour Piercing, Anti-Large and causes terror, so this would be good against obviously like Trolls and Giants, stuff like that. Hexwraiths, Cavalry, Armour Piercing, Ethereal, Vanguard Deployment and causes terror. Now, if I remember from Attila, I think Vanguard Deployment means, especially with Cavalry, you can typically deploy them not in your traditional positions in a battle, so you could even go behind the enemies, stuff like that, in the deployment phase. I think that's what Vanguard means, Vanguard Deployment. Playstyle. Strong battle magic options, including raising of new units from the dead. Units cause fear, impacting enemy leadership. Crumbling. Instead of routing, units will suffer casualties when losing in combat. And some battle casualties are automatically raised from the dead post-battle, even in defeat, which I've seen from other Let's Plays, which is quite interesting. So even if you lose, and you've lost 3 units, one of them can actually potentially come back, or 2, or whatever. And no missile units, so that's going to be quite interesting. So we're going to have to run in and obviously wreck face. So they're going to be quite an aggressive faction. Obviously it's typical to what the tabletop would be. Obviously I haven't played the Warhammer tabletop. I've only played 40k like twice, so I don't know any lore about them, unfortunately, so I do apologise for the Warhammer fans out there. So please correct me with some stuff. I'm going to be trying to do some quest battles with all factions, and I'm going to try, if I do videos on them, which I will do actually, saying that, if I do a quest battle, I'm going to try and read up the lore behind the quest battle beforehand, and obviously give some information about it. So A, I learn it myself, and B, for people who I didn't know that fact, they may learn something, even though they probably know more than I do. They probably know 80% of the battle, but maybe there's a fact that they missed out or something, which they will learn as well. So it'd be beneficial for both parties. If I'm incorrect by a lot of things, please in the comment section below, just tell me. Reiterate it in a nice way, obviously. Don't be like, you fucking idiot, why did you get that wrong? It's because I don't know the information for it. So any lore-based stuff, please correct me. It'll help me out, and obviously I don't want to be telling people wrong information if I'm saying something which is completely random. But anyways, let's get this show on the road. The initial challenge is normal. It's going to see, obviously we've got Heinrich Kemmler. He looks like a human, but he's not actually undead compared to Manfred. So we've got Powerful Wizard, Master of Law of Vampires. So faction effects, raise dead costs at -15%, upkeep -25% from Necromancer heroes, because obviously he's a Necromancer himself. These are units. We're going to be doing hard mode. Let's check the settings. Limited, let's put it on to full. We want to see all the movements of people. Advisor health, obviously quite high first of all. Let's go into the description. Heinrich Kemmler burns with a need for power. Having recognised the limits that mortality placed upon him in his early years, Kemmler made it in his life's work to escape them. plunged into the world of necromancy as a young man, and by the time he had reached his 40th year he was able to raise entire graveyards of corpses to do his bidding. Kemmler had become a great and much feared necromancer, plundering every wizard's tower and ancient temple he could find in the search for the dark truths. His star was in the ascendant for many decades until ambitious rivals united to bring him to his knees. Although he finally managed to scatter his attackers with a great spell confusion, Kemmler's body was broken and his mind blasted in the battle. For many years Heinrich wandered as little better than a half-sane beggar. By some quirk of fate he uncovered the tomb of a long-dead Chaos champion, whose burial mound was so magnificent it towered high above him. Here Kemmler struck a terrible pact with the gods. They restored him to his former power, and in return Heinrich swore to slay and destroy in their name. Now the name of the Lichtmeister once again strikes terror into the hearts of the ordinary folk. Sounds very German, but obviously his name's Heinrich Kemmler, so it's going to be. Okay. The Lord's campaign does not feature an opening battle. Are you sure you want to continue? Select the Lord with a campaign introduction to learn the basics of Total War. Let's just start anyways.
War is eternal.
War never changes.
As inevitable as the grave. The old world, the rotting corpse within. Some fools think it worth saving. But there are beings who wish to bring about an eternal night. I am a bearer of lore to those with such power.
Manfred. Hello, buddy.
The mighty Vampire Counts of the von Carstein bloodline. My master, Manfred, has returned from the dead once more. He marches on the von Carstein ancestral pile of Castle Dragonhof. For I have brought him ill news that a master necromancer has claimed the fortress as his own. Manfred must retake his ancient stronghold, and either destroy the usurper within, or bind him to his will.
Kick his fucking ass. So the Midnight, the word I can't say again, have returned and recaptured their former stronghold at Drakenhof. Content to plot within their keep, the von Carsteins have dispatched their Lichtmeister Heinrich Kemmler into the world at the head of a ghoulish host. Necromancer with unrivaled expertise, Kemmler's mastery over the undead will strike terror into those who face him. And the artwork looks fucking sick as well from what I've seen so far. It's well good. And the music seems pretty cool from other videos I've seen from other YouTubers. So they've pretty much got this spot on. From what I've not even played it yet, and it seems like an amazing game. The reviews are giving it a good like 7s and 8s, some of them 9s out of 10s. And obviously from other YouTubers, from the Let's Plays I've watched, it seems a pretty solid game. So this is what we've been waiting for. After Attila, to be honest, I like Attila and I don't. It's a love-hate relationship. It's like Marmite. Like some of the mechanics in the game are fucking awful. Like, it's ridiculous. And from one thing that I watched on the Warcast the other day, I think Rory Sparta mentioned it, is that when you do the buildings, it might even be one of his Let's Plays actually, I think it might be his Let's Plays to be honest, he mentions that the buildings that you build in this game, every single one you can get a positive from it. Obviously with Attila, if you build something, you automatically, you get an upgrade obviously like 100 or 500 wealth or whatever it is, but you automatically get Squalor to come with it as well. So obviously there's a negative. I know obviously Attila's a different setting, and it's supposed to be like the end times, a plague and all that bollocks, but I think they were a bit too harsh with it, to be perfectly honest. So I know with this game it's going to be more with the chaos corruption at the end. Obviously even with us, we'll be doing vampiric corruption to other factions, stuff like that. So that's probably going to bring down public order, but at least with the buildings, it seems like every single thing you do, you'd obviously cater towards that. So at the beginning of the game, you obviously do buildings with more money, and obviously later on you do stuff for public order, you can swap it around. God, this loading screen's taking forever. I need to get an SSD card, I think. Okay, so this is for the Vampire Counts. It's because of the Legendary Lord Unique Start mod. I've deactivated that now because it stopped the campaign start thing at the beginning once you go through the little sequence, and obviously the victory objectives, which I'm going to just put in now. So the Vampire Counts, we're going to have short campaign victory, maintain or control 12 provinces either by direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. So destroy the following faction, the Empire, and ensure that the military presence belonging to the Warriors of Chaos faction exists only in their following region, and ensure that Archeon, the Ever-Chosen, is in a wounded state. We're going to do a long campaign, so we're going to maintain control of 20 provinces, destroy the following factions, Empire, Dwarves and Bretonnia, and same thing goes for there. So that's that.
The Von Carsteins have risen once again, mighty Lich Master, and you are to march into the world as their chosen champion. Let them believe you are their willing puppet. For now, there is much to be done. The Tempelhof brood control the lands to the north as far as the River Ster. Conflict with them is inevitable, but your will is indomitable. Take their lands, burn their crypts, and deploy their own dead against them. The high mountains to the south are infested with dwarfs. Your homelands will never be safe with such an enemy so close. Make plans to drive their stunted kind out in time. A great destiny awaits you, Kemmler. It has been foreseen. Bring about eternal night, and you shall be rewarded.
There's a little bit of stuttering in that when I was going around, but we're on the campaign map. First thing is I had to take off the Legendary Lord start location because A, we would have missed that little sequence. It didn't pop up when I'd done it before. Secondly, with this campaign, I don't think it's as beneficial because the settlement that you have, which I'll quickly show you once we read through this. The Tempelhof brood must be crushed in the battle before they are able to regain their strength. Another victory against Van Kruger's armies will leave his lands ripe for the taking. Objectives: defeat an army belonging to the following faction of Tempelhof, and reward we get 1,000 for that.
Missions may be issued from time to time by those interested in your progress. These can be...
Let's do text only for that. Yes, so basically you just start over here. And I thought to myself, is that really beneficial? If we're going to be starting at Castle Drakenhof anyways, and we start off here, what's the difference? Obviously with the dwarves, if I can find it, Karak Kadir, whatever it's called, is actually this settlement here. And obviously the dwarves on the campaign map, they are within this location. So there's a big difference. So if you start here, yeah, here we go, Karak Kadrin, compared to the dwarves being dead. Well, even the dwarves will be here. I know it's not a huge difference, but considering obviously when you play the normal dwarves, you're going to be in this location versus the greenskins pretty much for the beginning part. Obviously with these guys, you're going to be potentially maybe taking on the tribes of the north, and maybe even Chaos. You may be coming towards them. So you have all this little area. And then obviously Vampire Counts, which I'm obviously playing now, and stuff like that. So bear in mind that was probably more beneficial. So unfortunately I turned that one off, but we do have the occupational mod on. So obviously I can attack the dwarves now and take this if I wanted to, and so on and so forth. So Dark Magic is the income for the Vampire Counts. So same as coins pretty much, but they have dark magic, and that is our income at this particular moment. So taxes and stuff like that, we've got quite a bit. Mission and quests, let's have a quick look. Engage the enemy, this is the one we just got. Probably leave that up. Events, forces. Okay, so see what troops we've got. So we're starting off with the Calm Wraiths, which is a Scythe infantry, armor piercing, ethereal, causes terror. Skeletal warriors, zombies, hex wraiths, and then we've got direwolves. So we didn't actually get a Vargolf there. Let's see what we can recruit. So just standard skeleton warriors, stuff like that. Can we raise dead? Okay, we can actually raise skeleton spearmen. Let's do that. At Tempelhof. Let's see what we've actually got at Castle Drakenhof. What can we build? So if we want to get skeleton spearmen and graveguard, so this unit requires secondary building ancient armory. So let's have a look through this. Ancient armory is this one, so we can only get that when we get this settlement up to level 3. So what can we build in the meanwhile here? If we do the defiled calm, we can get crit ghouls, which have cudgel infantry, damage to their poison attacks. Or we can get Vargeist, which is obviously aerial units, so we cannot construct this building before first constructed. Yeah, obviously got to do that one first. So we can build direwolves or fellbats. So let's do that first, and then we can increase this as well. Let's do them too, and then eventually when we get some population surplus, we can get this to 3 and then upgrade that one to obviously get the other dudes. We can get potentially on one of the other settlements, maybe we can get that, or we can swap it over. So let's look at the garrison details. So we've got shit ton of crave guards, armoured and shielded anti-infantry, seem like pretty steady units, crit ghouls again, direwolves, fellbats, and then vargeists as well, so the aerial units. Let's look at Kemmler.
Yes.
Character details. You shouldn't have anything here at the moment, so let's go into skills. Okay, so if we do this one, we get a invocation and Nelek. So augmentation spell, leadership is broken, undead, and will resurrects dead combatants, replenishes HP of combatants, and heals injured before resurrecting. Or supremacy, staying within the character's aura battle will receive a leadership bonus. And campaign movement. So these are all supposed to be like campaign stuff, so replenishment rate, hero recruitment, stuff like that. I think this one is to do with your actual character, so the leadership's gone up, melee attack. No, sorry, I think these are for your army. So they melee attack for fellbat. Yeah, sorry, yes, it's correct. Fellbats and direwolves, etc, etc. Obviously you need to rank him up first before we can do any of these. These are the spells for him then. Magical spawns a unit of zombies, raise dead, good at defending and spellcaster. So that might be one we'll go for first, because we can get additional units from that, which is good. And obviously these are going to be the quest battles, which you're going to get for this dude. I think there's only 3 for him. Okay. So what can we get? Tombblade, Cloak of Mist and Shadows, and then Skull Staff. And then we've got the Lawmaster. Master of Dead, passive ability, replenishes HP of combatants. Let's go across. And then Grave Ward, missile resistance. Okay. So we've got that. Let's put a research on, or technology, or... So I think, first of all, if we go along this way, we can obviously... Weapon strength for crit ghouls, crit horrors, speed, upkeep for crit ghouls. So this obviously going to be army stuff. Recruitment costs, armor for certain stuff like that. And this should be campaign. No, this is still stuff like that. Here we go, this is for campaign. So we can research growth in all provinces, income from repression buildings, stuff like that, income from certain things, more growth, vampire corruption, hero ranks. So we go with this one first. We want growth. It's going to take a few turns though, and then we move on to stuff which obviously increases our units. So as in like they're good at attacking and shizzle when as well. We should be able to recruit another skeleton warrior and this dude, and then we're going to attack these guys over here if they don't move, that is. And oh, we could do it like this, it'd be cheaper. And we get them straight away. So how many units have they got? They've got 6. Let's attack them now. Oh, let's check diplomacy as well. Faction summary, check that. So upkeep, this is ones we had before. Yeah, public order, yada yada yada. The unit types, records, stats. Okay, usual stuff from Total War. Diplomacy. Okay, relations with foreign powers may be managed through diplomacy, my lord. Consider your situation carefully before accepting any agreement. So obviously Tempelhof we're at war with. They're only war with us, and then Schwarzwaldhafen. We should be able to take them out at some point as well. But let's try it and get some trade with them.
Something. It better not be my head.
They accepted. Can we get some trade? Lightning load. Let's give a payment of 420. I don't want to give any more for a trade agreement. Speak to the dwarfs.
Come then, messenger. Spit out your words so I can be done with them.
Very low non-aggression pacts. Let's check this as well. So this tells you actually the settlements they have and the ranking of them as well. So Tempelhof is actually 5th in the current state of the map. The strongest. Schwarzwaldhafen is 20, and Zufbar is 8. How many like settlements they got? The Empire's 15, but obviously they're gonna get bigger and better with that. Avaland is obviously lower. Ostermark and so forth. Bloody Spears is actually 3rd, so they obviously one to be reckoned with. Oh, I just clicked on it. There you go.
Greetings. All you survey are loyal to me, so I advise caution with your next words.
So we've already got a pact with them. Can we not trade with them then? So we've already got a non-aggression pact. Fair days. We've got a non-aggression pact with all 3 of them.
Approach and make your offer, but I make no promises to my assent.
Oh, we've already got trade with him. That's what that means. Okay, sweet. So cannot trade. Oh, okay, my bad. How comes we got? Maybe because we're not in a distance from them. So we can only trade with these 2 factions at the moment. Sterland, let's speak to them.
A minion of von Karstein dares to...
They rejected it. What about the bloody spears?
Don't you look at me, bloodsucker.
Moderate.
I know what you can do with them, even
Let's
eyes
demand
of
some money
yours.
off them. No, it's taking that off. So they rejected it anyways. Okay, let's attack these bastards. We get 1,000 money for this as well, and we get a battle for the first part. Okay, battles upon us. Study your options carefully, and then we have blood spill. So we are going to be facing Dieter the Stickler, and we've got Skeletal Warriors, 3 zombies, and then Direwolves, and we've got him as well. So fight battle, auto resolve. Obviously we're going to fight the battle. Let's see what these units are like. My units are his units, so on and so forth, and we can go from there. Again, I may apologise for if the loading screens take a little while. I don't have an SDD card for my computer, so these things may be quite slow. If you want me to, obviously leave in the comment section below if you want me to edit some of these out. Some of them I will talk through, and some, if I am quiet and I think to myself it takes too long, I might just edit them out. It depends if you want them in or not. To be honest, it'd probably be better to edit them out because, you know, it's dead air otherwise in between some stuff. But when talking about obviously the siege battle, for example, and I'm going through all the units that we're facing, and obviously the end screen as well, obviously I'll be like how many units we've got left. That doesn't really matter as much depending on the battle. So obviously I'm going to keep some of them in, some I may edit out just to save a little bit of time. And obviously we've got some background stuff here as well. So Spellcaster, Heinrich Kemmler burns with the need for power. The name of the Lichtmeister once again strikes terror into the hearts of ordinary folk. And this guy D to the Stickler actually is pretty cool as well. He's like, he looks like some of the guys from Mad Max, the War Boys, a little bit. Obviously when they like spray that stuff into their mouth, like the aerosol stuff. So we've actually got some different units compared to the enemy. We've got the Spearman, we've got the Scythe like horse unit, and we've got the other one, like Scythe melee unit. I forget the name of them now though. We'll hover over them and look at them in battle as well. I'm going to see what the other thing... Oh, direwolves here. Very fast. Vanguard deployment. Weak against armour. A pack of direwolves is a lacerating mess of teeth in a melee. Effective against enemy infantry. So we use it against the zombie guys. And then we'll probably use our Scythe cavalry against, obviously, their direwolves. So if we can get munched on them, and then obviously their sword unit, the skeletal aurors, which will be stronger, we just send our dudes in. This is going to be easy battle anyways. Skeleton spearmen, shielded, anti-large as well, charged defense against large foes, little more than shuffling bones of swords and spears. Skeletons perform a dutiful, if not exemplary job in the battle lines. So the Battle of Castle Drakenhof. Obviously it's not a siege battle at all, so... Okay, your soldiers are ready to deploy, and with this we can obviously gamble if you want more magic. I don't think we've got that many spells anyways, or if any at all, because we haven't upgraded him. So risk magic for more favourable winds. Let's gamble. We was on 12. We've gone up to 19. That's not bad. Okay, let's get these guys. So we've got Calm Wraiths. Let's have a look at these guys. There you go. Okay, I forgot what it was. Unfortunately, we got this stupid thing. Let's okay out that. Let's start deployment, and then we can start doing stuff out. So these guys, like I was saying before, we can actually deploy them further up. We can actually deploy them up to here if we wanted to. Yeah. Oh, it's only the horse units. Yeah, because that's melee. So the horse units we can have up to here, which we're probably not going to do anyways. Direwolves. We can stick them over here. They're going to have the hill advantage though, so let's actually stick them within the forested area over here. And then we'll move these guys up. So let's group these up. Stick these two together actually. We'll sort these out properly in a minute.
Heinrich Kemmler.
Heinrich can go there. Okay, we could have done that a lot better. So you do that for the deployment phase, okay? At least we know it for next time. Okay, let's have a look at these units. Up close, these is obviously the spearmen over here. This is the Calm Wraiths. These are fucking well good. These are absolutely glorious. That's Heinrich Kemmler himself over here with his little staff. With a little skull in it. It's pretty cool. Everything is on high at the moment. Textures and stuff like that. I probably can't run it on ultra. I'll try it at some point, but it seems to be running okay though. These are obviously the standard zombie dudes. Then we've got sword units. Total War Warriors. And then we'll have a look way over here. The cavalry units. We've got the direwolves. There we go. On the left. And then we've obviously got these lovely guys. Ethereal, so they're kind of like Lich King type of things. Pretty cool. Okay, let's get this show on the road. And let's try this out. Shift and G is that one, so you can move them up like that if you want to. Let's move these guys up here. Let's get rid of this. Let's turn him off, to be honest. I'm not really going to learn anything from it, am I? Let's put it on minimal. Let's move him up. So we've got units, swords at the side, we've got the horses on that thing, so we've got to be very careful when we move up. Let's move them up as well. Okay, let's fast forward that. Let's get these moved into position, then we'll start moving up properly. So with Heinrich Kemmler, can we do anything? We have got the Invocation of Nelix, so resurrects dead combatants, replenishes health of combatants, and heals injured before resurrecting. So obviously we're going to use that when we really need to, and it costs 6 for that, so we're obviously not going to use it yet, are we? So, okay, let's move these guys up. We can get with them within the forest area as well. Let's get them back. Okay, they're moving up now. Let's turn it off completely. It's going to do my head in otherwise. I'll do it afterwards. Yes, we know, you fucking idiot. Okay, they're moving their forces now. Zombies charge! We'll let them rest up for a little bit because I don't want them to be weakened from that. Let's check out their legendary lord. Does he do anything? You're a wizard, Harry. And also, like I said, if you want me to change unit names, all that type of stuff, lords, when we recruit some more, then obviously go ahead and tell me in the comment section below, and then we'll change that. And let's get this show on the road. Let's move up. Let's get these across. Okay, let's get these direwolves to charge him. Okay, let's go into them. They got absolutely massacred. Okay. Let's charge into their direwolves over here. We need to help out with this flank. Okay, let's charge into their lord actually.
Legions to me!
Okay, let's start healing these guys.
Darkest magic to me!
Let's finish them off. Okay, let's move these in. Let's go after him. We can get these direwolves on direwolves. Start chasing down this lord. Do some damage on him.
All right, I will. It is
I think all their units are gone, so let's just literally bum rush this guy. Okay, he's dead. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we've got the ironed, hard and angry. It sounds like a euphemism for an erect penis. Okay, so we've got 167 losses, 82 for, 824 remaining. They lost all of their forces, so 45 kills their skeletal warriors. The zombies didn't do so good. Their actual direwolves did. Obviously, I let them engage my guys on the where I was facing it, the left-hand side or their right-hand side. Heinrich got 28. The direwolves of mine done the most. They got 88. The other horses done 44, but I did send them against the Drew Lords. Obviously, they're not going to get as many kills. Spears done pretty good, 23. Zombies are going to do rubbish. They're naff. And the swordsmen are very, very good, so I might get a couple more units of them. But obviously, I want to build up and try and get some other units. I might get another direwolf as well. I think we get 2 of them flanking round, we could be pretty good. They're going to be more like light cavalry, shock cavalry, if you want to call it that. And obviously the guys, the Khan Wraith dudes here. I'll remember the names by the end of the next 2-3 episodes of all the units, so bear in mind for that, guys. I do apologise if I get them completely wrong, but I need to get used to the unit types and stuff like that. So I'll get it down to a T. Them guys, obviously, like more heavy duty guys. So zombies are going to be just like cannon fodder. You send them in just to, you know, take the first brunt of the attack, and then you probably send in the skeletal warriors in afterwards to obviously wrap up what's left over. And obviously, you don't incur the losses onto them. So the way you got to see it, say it's like 100 units and skeletal warriors, you'd mind more, if you lost the first 30 of them in the initial charge. With these guys, you couldn't care less. You send them in first, and then you send these guys afterwards to obviously attack. You could probably send these guys back out again, the zombie units, and they could probably flank round and obviously do some like minimal attacks on other units. That's how I try and use them, because they're not going to be that good, are they? Especially in the early stages of the campaign. So try and obviously get some more skeletal warriors and then use them. It's similar tactic I used to use in Attila. I'd use axemen to swordsman first, or even spearmen to go in against the initial brunt of the enemy lines, and then send the axemen in to obviously just like rampage through, and then send the spearmen back, and then just do it like that, rinse and repeat. Send the spears in to stop a charge or something, and then send the axes in, or swords, depending on what units you've got. Yes, apologies again for the very, very, very long fucking loading times. It's going to take a hell of a long time. But we managed to kill this guy off, and we should get 1,000 dark magic for this as well, which is pretty good. So overall, not a bad start. We should get a level up as well. So we've got 489 loot. Armour, we've got the shield of something, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So we're gonna total dark magic, we can return captives. So casualty replenishment rate -5, we get 230 magic. Alicia +4 if we murder their captives for 4 turns, or unit replenishment. Let's do that. Yeah, great around then. So we have destroyed an army belonging to the faction, and we get 1,000. Kill in battle due to the stickler. So treasure up. So income from vampire crypts and vampire keeps at +8% for the local region. So that's obviously a follow-up from that. And this is the armor again. Shield of Potus. First discovered in the far south by 2 raiders, not Lara Croft by the way. The Shield of Potus grants the wielder a greater defensive boon against missile attacks. So melee defense +5 and missile resistance 30%. So obviously whack that on. So Van Kruger has left Eshin wide open to attack. Strike now and punish his error. So obviously we take that, we get another 1,000.
Find me grave bound.
We can't raise anything decent at the moment, so we'll bear that in mind. We're going to send these back to Castle Drakenhof, and then we're going to try and take this settlement here of Eshin. What else can we do? So we've done that.
Never.
Hilbarda von Karstein. So let's end the turn there. Oh, so unassigned skill point. So the first thing, like I said before, we should probably try and do is go towards Raise Dead. So if we do this skill point first, we'll do that. We'll do the next turn. and then probably end the part there because I don't want it to be going on for too long. Obviously we're waffling for the first part as well. So we've got this, so now if we wish to, we can obviously get some Vargeist out of this, which you're probably going to do, so we upgrade this. What units can we build then? So let's get another Direwolf, another Skeletal Warrior, and maybe a Fellbat. Probably not beneficial at the moment. Okay. Completed that. Let's end one more turn. And then we'll attack Eshin. We'll see what they've actually got there though as well. Because we're going to be attacking a settlement. Ambusher discovered. Zelig van Kruger. We've detected a force belonging to Tempelhof and attempted to lay an ambush in Castle Tempelhof, Western Pennsylvania. Winds of magic change. The fickle winds of magic spill from the realm of chaos and flow across the world. The winds wax and wane in incomprehensible fashion. At times blowing a gale while in other places becalmed. Now that arcane currents have changed once again, the stronger the winds are blowing in a region, the faster they replenish in battles. Okay, so that's for that. So we've got ourselves a barrow. And how can we tell about the growth from this one then? Okay, plus 20. Oh shit, so to the next one we're going to need to get to 30. So it's going to take a while, isn't it? So growth creates population surplus, which is required to upgrade your settlement, allowing you to construct additional buildings. Change per turn, accumulated growth 40, growth needed for surplus 300, turns, okay, 13 turns until we can upgrade that. Jesus Christ. Obviously we can get buildings that can upgrade that and stuff like that, so... Fair doodles.
I need more minions.
Okay, so now we can actually do them. Obviously we can't do that one yet.
Very good.
How much they cost 94 for them. Okay, wait one more turn and then we'll move and then end the part there. Okay, the bloody spears have taken that already. So technology. So growth plus 10 in all provinces, income from oppression buildings. So that's good. So do we need to put that one on now then? I know we're going to be researching that. I assume that's what it means. Yeah, because that would have gone up otherwise. Yeah. Okay, fair dues. Yeah, so we need to take this settlement then. So we need to check the garrison details. We've got skeletal warriors, zombies, and then fellbats.
Spread the rot.
Easy peasy. Okay, it starts sieging that, and then... Okay, they're moving their forces over now, so they're not stupid. What have they got in there then?
Such a thing
They've got
is
17
impossible.
stack, and they've got Zelig van Kruger, so we're going to have to obviously retreat for the meanwhile, come back into our settlement.
Across the map.
Okay, we're going to end the part there, guys. Obviously, I'm not going to take on these guys at the moment. They've got a shitload of stuff at Castle Tempelhof. We're going to need to take these smaller settlements first. Hopefully move this guy out. We're going to attack it in the next part, and obviously start expanding. So we've managed to upgrade a few things, had a mini battle, got some magic, or dark magic out of that, and obviously we've got a few upgraded better units now. We can get some spears, we've got some skeletal warriors, direwolves, etc, etc. Obviously we're going to try and upgrade a little bit more, and we can go from there. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed what you've seen. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and then tell me how you think the campaign's going so far. And obviously, like I said, previous things, leave it in the comment section below if you want me to do a dwarf campaign with the different legendary lord start, which will be here at Karak Kudrin, compared to obviously being further in the south. Okay guys, I'll see you all in the next part. Bye bye.